We are Bama Buzz, and we're a new podcast for UA students. We're for students, with students, by students, about students. And really, it's just going to talk about everything going on. We're going to be talking about football a lot. We're going to be talking about nightlife daily deals.
So I know a lot of people think that making a podcast, just people will sit down, they'll just talk, and that'll be all their preparation. But what did you do to prepare for recording a podcast before you would come in for a session?
We would prepare about like the week before or the class before. We would get all our content. Like she would let us know what we need for the podcast. We would kind of have like that outline of what we're going to talk about, and we kind of like each person was like, I'll do this one, I'll do this.
Thanks again for introducing us. Once again, my name is Mason Swain.
My name is Taquisha Freeman.
My name is Christopher Hall.
And we got some advice for y'all today.
My intention with this project was for the students to get the opportunity to serve a real client. At a university like ours, we have so many resources and ways to collaborate across campus. It just totally made sense to work with WVUA on this podcast project because they were looking for a way to attract younger viewers to their broadcasts via the internet. And it fits into their mission of providing real-world experiences for UA students. The students thought that the podcast format was the best way to accomplish that.
And going off of that, I know podcasts years ago when I would go onto like iTunes or any of those things, podcasts were like things that your parents listened to. Yep. You didn't download podcasts. No. And now I feel like over the course of the past few years, podcasts have become kind of dominant on, as much as radio used to be and radio is. So how do you think that's contributing to social media now?
By podcasting being very popular, a lot of students can relate because we're kind of like the voice of the campus. So we have important information, great deals, like the hottest updates. Like I feel like it's something a lot of students would be happy to listen to, like on their walk to class or, whenever they have free time to listen to it.
Which topic was your absolute favorite to cover?
Probably the one that I had to do, the interview with the athlete. It was really cool just getting to meet a couple different athletes and be able to actually talk with them and hear about their life. Today we have Markel Ben interviewing with us, inside linebacker for University of Alabama football. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good.
So today we got a couple questions for you. First one is, what is a common misconception about playing for Alabama? A lot of people see athletes as a huge prodigy here. When you actually get to sit down and talk to them, and changes the whole perspective.
And how was it working with a group of people in this large setting?
I thought it was awesome because everybody worked really well together. With that large of a group, you bring so many different opportunities and so many ideas to the table, and I really like that.
And what were some of the topics that you covered in your podcast?
We talked about food for a huge section.
And we got some of the best places in Tuscaloosa to eat.
Lava cakes.
Yeah, pizza's good too.
And then the cookie brownies.
Decent.
The cookie brownies. I like my queso just normal. I don't like their queso.
What?
We also talked about anti-juuling, vaping. We talked about tied loyalty points for a good amount.
Mm-hmm. Talked about the weather. We talked about football, of course.
I really think it's going to be a good thing for the future of the University of Alabama football.
It's going to be a huge game.
100%, and there's going to be no sit-down time.
And what were some of the preparations that you would do before you would record?
We came up with the content, so it's easier to talk about it when you come up with the content. For me, I just kind of went over what I would say. I tried not to go over it too much because then it's more scripted. We tried to make it as authentic as possible.
When teaching, you always hope the students get the most out of the content, but sometimes there's a group that really develops a rapport and you wish you had more time with them. The sections of my CSM class involved in these projects were like a family and worked well together throughout the entire project.
And what did it feel like hosting your podcast and seeing people listen to it and just seeing the outcome of all your hard work?
I think that's a big takeaway. The fact that we were able to help freshmen as well. We gave advice to freshmen from seniors' perspective. I thought it would be a good source of entertainment for students as well. And it's kind of an honor to get this going and starting. And hopefully it'll carry on to more students in the future.
Yeah, it's super rewarding too, you put all your time and energy in a project, and when it comes together, that feeling of I actually made something is super cool.